You have to eat 6 meals a day, because if you don't, this whole thing isn't going to work. Truth or fiction? That's also fiction. You don't need to eat 6 meals a day. What you need to do is to get the nutrition in. So you have to come up with a plan for how are you going to get the nutrition in. And those first few weeks, and even the first maybe 2 or 3 months, you may have difficulty getting in the full amount of nutrition that you're going to need. So that's okay. You'll get there. Take it slow. Follow the guidelines that your nutritionist and your surgeon's office give you. Don't push things. But in the long run, are you going to be eating 6 times a day? I don't think you should be eating 6 times a day, and most of the surgeons will tell you you really should not be. So what are you going to eat? We'll start with the number of calories you're going to eat. You need probably somewhere between 1,000 and 1,200 calories. Your nutritionist and your surgeon will tell you what they want you to be eating. And pay attention to that, because you're not me and I'm not you. So they're going to tell you what they want you to be doing. Once you figure out how much you're going to eat a day in terms of your calories, then you need to think about how you're going to get that in. And almost all the surgeons will tell you it really needs to be a lot of plant-based stuff, which is great because it has a lot of water in it. It also has a lot of bulk and a lot of fiber, and all of those things are really important for your nutrition. So think about how you're going to get that nutrition in. And in the beginning, that may mean that to get it in, you're eating all day. You're sipping water all day. You're sipping soup all day. That's okay. It's where you're going to be 2, 3, 4 months down the road that becomes more of the question. So let me tell you briefly what I do. I have basically between 1,000 and 1,200 calories a day. And I start with a green smoothie in the morning. That's about 250 to 280 calories depending on how much fruit I put into it, if I add a few extra almonds, but I pretty much know that that's somewhere between 250 and 300. For my lunch, I have a salad, and I might throw some cheese on it, or I might throw some shrimp on it, or whatever. But there's going to be another probably about 300 to 400 calories in that lunch. I might also have a Vasa crisp bread, or something that brings me again up closer to maybe 400 calories. Now, that's lunch. But sometimes that might take me an hour to eat that. Sometimes I might eat that in 20 minutes. So sometimes I might eat all the salad portion of it and then come back in an hour and have some cheese and ham. It doesn't matter how long that takes to eat. I'm just going to eat that amount, and if I eat it in a couple of different settings, that's okay too. For dinner, I'm going to have protein and something else, and it will be in this bowl. That's how much I eat for dinner. And again, sometimes if I put my food in that and I eat all of that and it took me half an hour to do that, great. Sometimes I'll eat part of that and go, yeah, I'm kind of not feeling like it. I should be eating this, but I know that I've only had 900 calories, so I'll put it down for an hour and I might come back. Or I might take a small amount to begin with and then go an hour or two later and have an apple. And what I'm doing is I'm saying, here's how much I have to eat today, and I'm going to eat it in the schedule that makes sense for me that day. 9 times out of 10, that's pretty much 3 sessions where I'm eating. I have my green smoothie, which, by the way, could take me anywhere from 20 minutes to an hour and a half to drink. Then I'm going to have my lunch. Normally I'll have that within the space of half an hour, but it could be that I come back and have a little bit of it later on. And then my dinner, which again, might take me 20 minutes to eat it, but I might go after 3 bites, wow, my stomach is going, please stop. And if it tells me that, I stop. But then I might come back in half an hour and try it again. So follow what your body's telling you. Think about how much you're eating. Think about how you're going to get the most nutritious food you possibly can in that 1,000 or 1,200 or 1,500 calories, and just go with the flow. In the beginning, you may be eating 6 times a day. By the time you're 4, 5, 6 months out, see if you can get down to 3 times a day so that food isn't something that you're constantly eating. The problem with constantly eating is that you kind of get back into those habits where you're always grazing and you're always heading back out into the kitchen looking for something to eat. And that just feeds back into a lot of those behaviors that you've had over the years that kind of got you where you started from. So I would say, truth or fiction, 6 meals a day, The answer is really, it's fiction. But do what you need and just get there over time. And more than anything else, remember that you should be eating primarily fruits and vegetables and lean meats. So, fiction.